question. So when I was in school, I literally kept failing English. Like I was failing. Like, I was doing so good in everything else, but I was failing and I didn't like it. I liked maths. And I was just like, I'm not leaving my GCSE with anything less than a B. That was what I was working for. I said, B must see me. So I was working during lunch breaks, after school. I'd bombard my teachers with essays. And then I saw my grades were improving a bit. But when the mocks would come, I was getting a C. And I was like, what's going on? So over time, I kept doing it until I was seeing the B's, I was seeing the A's, and I was like, okay, cool, this is where I need to be. Like, let me aim for the A. So when I get into the exam and if anything goes wrong, I at least get the B. And I left with the 9. So wow. That's where it started. And I think that's where I started to enjoy it. I think I started to enjoy it because of the teacher that I had. I think having a good teacher that was actually passionate and enthusiastic about it all also made me passionate and also made me want to learn and push to do better. And so, yeah, I'd say that's where that began. So, English because I didn't enjoy it. And I saw the impact of having a good teacher. I think having a good teacher actually made me work a bit harder, try a bit more, because I didn't like that. But I think that's one of the reasons why. And also I think English because it's very subject to each individual. And I think that that's what makes it really, really interesting. So tuition. So I've been tutoring for almost 5 years now. That's so crazy. Time flies. Almost 5 years now. I actually started tutoring in the pandemic because I needed a job and everyone was closed and I loved English. I did English for GCSE, I did English at A-level and I really loved it. And when I went to uni, I studied something very far from English and I thought, oh, like, how do I still keep English going? Like, I know I'm not learning it, but like, maybe I can tutor English because I need a job. I enjoyed it and we're in this pandemic. And so that's how I started with tuition. And so I started working for other tuition companies, helping out students independently, and that's where the journey began. So it will be a lot of English literature, English language content, but also tips and tricks, free resources, ebooks, and just a lot of things in the world of English, you know, poetry, Shakespeare, and just everything in between. So you can book via the link in the link tree, and it will take you to our booking page where I would recommend that you do a 15-minute taster session, and that just allows us to have a conversation with you, just to learn your learning style, the materials that you are studying, just so that tuition is best tailored to you. And if you feel like it's the right fit for you, you can book weekly or you can book bulk lessons. So yeah, it'll be via the link in the link tree. So they are on Zoom, so no in person, only on Zoom. I think this allows for a lot more time saving in the grand scheme of things, and I think a lot of things nowadays are quite virtual, and so why not education?